joined now by a special guest. I know I say special guest a lot, but this one is very special. I mean, he's a true egbon for a lot of us. He's a pioneer on so many levels. And we haven't seen him for a while, but he's decided to grace us with his presence, DJ Jimmy Jatt.
Hey, Bukan.
You're welcome, sir.
It's good to be here with you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New multiple years.
I'm telling you, multiple years. How are you doing? And I'm asking that very seriously because I know you came out, I think, about 3 years ago to tell us about your health challenges with your kidney transplant. You were away from the scene for a very long time. We thought you had just jackpot. And then we started hearing all of these stories about you going through these health challenges. So how are you doing?
I'm very good. Very good. I'm in a very good space now. So, I mean, maybe I caused it for myself. Because in 2019 or thereabout, I'd said I wanted to spend more time out of the country, you know, but in and out, like live elsewhere for a while. I've lived all my life in Nigeria, or in Lagos especially. So I wanted to move around a bit more, you know, Europe, America, everywhere, you know. But in 2020, I started having some medical health issues, you know, but there were travel restrictions at that time, so I was just within Nigeria. You know, I lost my sight in 2020. I had a surgery and recovered. I mean, that I regained my sight.
You lost your sight completely?
On one eye.
Oh, wow.
But one eye wasn't all that as well, you know, so I had a 2-leg surgery within 8 months that, you know, revived that. Yeah, you know, so after that, I just felt like, man, I needed to, you know, take a necessary break and comply with what my plan was to live elsewhere for a while. Then I left for the U.S. While I was in the U.S., I was also diagnosed with chronic kidney disease, which means my kidney packed up, you know. So I was there for a while, you know, maintaining that. And then I was on dialysis and all that, you know. Then eventually I came back, I had a transplant here. And while I had the transplant, I had to, you know, also be quiet for a while, I mean, for recovery and everything. So immediately I was fully discharged, I left again, you know. So I was out of the country most part of, which was my plan anyway, but not for this same reason. I think it was just God's way of making sure I kept to my word, you know. So I was in and out a lot, and then I left, you know, for recovery purposes. I left for a while, but while I was away, I was also, you know, still doing what I do, but more on the Europe and American side. Yeah. You know, but I felt it was time to come back, so I came back towards the Christmas there.
It's nice to see you smiling. I mean, it means that things are looking up.
I'm good.
And, you know, not very often you hear about kidney transplants successfully. It's been 3 years now since you had the transplant.
You know what? Before mine, the story that I hear is when people say they have kidney failure, for instance. It looks like it's a death sentence.
Yes.
You know, I didn't want to give that narrative. I mean, I wanted you to, if you ever find yourself in that position, be optimistic and be positive, you know, that you're going to get out of it, you know. But the picture that's always been painted is like, you know, once you hear that, guy, go and buy your coffee. I mean, that's not my own story. You know, I'm good. I'm very good now. You know, so
and it was very good that you opened up about it because, like you said, most people feel like it's a death sentence.
That's
and we also saw from the video director, boy director, also came out and pretty much took people through his process so far and all of that. I think it just opens people's minds to
and I think people should always use their own situation to give people hope. You know, don't make it look like, you understand what I'm saying? I mean, I pretty much the whole story that I've heard before my own case, I've always been like, guy, once you hear that, you know, it's over.
Do you think it's fair though? You know, a lot of people, I remember seeing some comments then talking about the lifestyle being the reason.
I'm glad you asked that.
You know, for this, you know, people always
say, people say he
brought it to himself.
You know, I've never smoked in my life.
I know that.
They think smoking leads to that. Kidney, I mean, smoking has nothing to do with your kidney though, first of all, but I had never smoked. I don't drink. I stopped. I don't drink. Even when I was drinking, it was just socializing, you know, not like I drink like that, you know. I don't indulge in things that mine was as a result of diabetes, and diabetes is like something I got from.
It's hereditary.
Yeah, it's hereditary. So, and I've been managing that since I was in my 30s. But it just started ravaging at about that time. You know, and then it led to high blood pressure, continuous high blood pressure. The continuous high blood pressure led to kidney failure. Kidney failure, happened, and we move over.
It's very good you clear that up, because they were just people who.
I saw that. I mean, some people send those kind of comments on. I mean, like under the post I put out. They sent it to me like, see, I'm like, what the,
That's definitely not my lifestyle.
Exactly,
Yeah. No, but I guess God had a purpose for you, because you had to celebrate 40 years.
40 years.
40 years. I mean, 40 years in the industry.
Yes.
Is mind-blowing. We're talking 1984, 1984. Yeah. I mean, that's a long time. Long time doing what you're doing, and you've, like I said, pioneered so much.
Yeah.
Some people that follow your footsteps. Most people who do what they do now will always credit you.
I'm always glad when I see where DJing, for instance, is at now. And the caliber and the kind of people DJing, because before you dare not go to your parents to say, I want to be a DJ at my own time. But right now, I think a lot of parents, the same way you want a footballer and
you sponsor that career.
You also don't mind, like, oh, my son is a DJ. I mean, you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's a good time. It's a great place. I'm glad. I played a role in that.
Do you feel like you get your due?
I don't have any expectation, so I wouldn't know if I get the dues, because I don't have any expectation. I do what I do just for myself. For myself to feel good, so, and I feel good doing it. So if people will applaud you for that, all well and good. And I think to an extent, I do get appreciated for it.
Yeah. I mean, talk about pioneering. You also the first to release an album, right? As a DJ, and you had a massive hit single from then. It has also now become a tradition. When you, like you said, when you see what's happening in the industry now, even just away from DJing, the entire industry. Like you said, it started in the 80s when Nigerian music was it was going through its dying phase before reviving again, Seeing where the industry is now, especially going from the conversation I just finished in the last segment with these music execs, the record label fights, Afrobeats going global. Are you excited about where music is now? Are you worried about, us not really having a grip on things properly in Nigeria?
First of all, I'm excited. It's like I don't want to say I'm the father of music or industry, whatever. But I'm I'm like a proud dad because truly I got into this when it wasn't anything, and when people frown at it. I know the battles I fought as a person to even be able to do what I do now. And then the people that were very negative about it, and then they see you now, it's red carpet, or they want you to have dinner with them, so it's a good time. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm excited about where music is right now, or what entertainment space is like right now. And I'm not the type to worry too far ahead, like what's going to happen. I think sometimes we kill ourselves before death comes. So when you say, okay, in 5 years, in 10 years, I've been in that space where I'm worried about the next year or the next 5 years, and then technology presents something that takes it beyond where your expectation is at. You understand what I'm saying? Right now, in doing music before, you probably think, oh, the only way you could do music is get signed to a label and put it out. Right now, you could record something in your bedroom, put it online, and it blows or it goes viral.
There's a different
you understand what I'm saying? So it's a different, and you don't know what next is coming. So right now, TikTok is banned. Some people are working on some other things to replace that. It might be bigger. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's banned in the US. Sorry, I'm speaking because
it just got banned today.
I tend to live more in the US in the last 5 years.
So away from music, back to DJing now. Are you proud of what DJing is?
Very proud.
So I ask that because it's starting to look like, and no shade to anybody in particular, like an all-comers affair. It's easier now. You press a button, you record a playlist, and you just push play. Is DJing still an art form like it used to be, you think?
Okay, so I would say globally, it is still an art form. In Nigeria, it's become pure water.
Chai.
Unfortunately, because I'm not saying it's going down. I mean, people that still know how to filter and know who is the DJ and who is a public person. They know. You understand what I'm saying? But the way it's taken elsewhere is still in a lot of places.
Yeah.
It's more serious than the way we take it here. You know, here I think it has to do with economy.
Yeah.
So Narrates,
what can I quickly do? I'm trying to be an artist.
And then the people getting into it.
So let me use this one.
Exactly. If something is trending or
everybody goes there.
There's good money in it, then everybody faces that direction. And then people don't know how to filter to say, man, what's this one doing? What's that one doing? You know, so the hype, people buy into the hype. You understand what I'm saying? You know, so yeah.
Does it worry you?
It does worry me sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean,
40 years. And you're still doing this.
Yeah.
What still excites you about it? Because I mean, at this point, is it still exciting, really?
It is exciting, always exciting. First of all, for me, DJing is what keeps me happy. It makes me happy. It excites me. Once I get behind the deck, even when I was sick, I get, you know.
Jimmy's jump off. That was a legendary.
So,
sorry, I just have to point that out.
All right. So sometimes every time I get behind the deck, while I was sick, I get behind the deck. Then it looks like I've been lying to the doctors. Like I'm, you know, I'm just, you know, I get the energy. I'm alive, you know. So that's what it does to me, you know. So I'm always excited. Two, I feel like the reason I need to keep doing this is to give the young DJs hope. They'll tell you at the beginning, like, it's just your hobby. You're going to do it for a short while. It's something for you when you're young. But I'm 58, I'm still doing it.
Yeah. You've actually shown that you can make it a full-time career.
You can make it a full-time career.
Yeah.
And I still meet a lot of DJs that are older than I am. Yeah. You know, so it's not something, so for the young DJ, look at me and say, man, if this man is still holding it down, I might just be able to do it further, you know.
So I just saw that green on the screen now.
Yeah.
What's next? What's 2025 looking like? I mean, let's not go too far.
Really exciting. I have tour dates all over.
Okay.
You know,
are you going to give us something in Lagos? I mean, you give us in December already.
You know,
so that's what we are getting.
That would definitely be back, and then a bit more. You know, some one or two things before then. But I'm also going to be in other continents for a while. You know, I'm in Australia at a particular month. I'm in Europe at a particular month. I'm in the US mostly. And I'm going around the States. You know?
Doesn't stress you health-wise?
It doesn't. That's what I told you. Once I'm doing it, I don't need medication. But I must not miss my medication. But it just feels like that's medicine on its own. You know? So I'm good with it. You know? So, yeah.
Awesome. So more DJing in the future, more concerts, more performances.
I ain't going nowhere, son. You know, when you discover that this thing gives you life, it's not a job for me. You know, I feel good doing it.
Yeah. Sorry, I just wanted.
When my body says, I mean, you can't go on anymore, then I stop.
I just going from Jimmy's jump off and all of that, and your album. Are you ever going to do a body of work again? You think?
I do have a lot of.
Do you still inspire? You're still inspired to do that?
I am. You know, but I'm also trying to tidy up certain things before I put that, you know, out. You know, so yeah.
Any artists you would really like to work with?
I like working with everyone. I've worked with everyone so far. Now, I mean, pretty much everyone. You know, so it depends on the concept or the direction of what you're trying to do at the time. But I would like to do more with young, emerging talents, not necessarily the big names. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. Awesome.
But not to say I don't want to work with them.
I've worked with them already.
But I've worked with them already. So,
Thank you very much, DJ Jimmy Jatt. Really, really good to see you.
Pleasure all mine. Always excited to be with you.
Very, very, very happy that everything is going well. And, you know, you're still doing what you love.
I'm good.
And it's keeping you going. Thanks a lot for joining us today. And all the best in 2025.
Thank you.
And thanks a lot to you guys for joining us. Like I always say, you can follow the conversation on social media. Please use the hashtag Rubbin Minds when you send us a message. I'll see you next Sunday. Don't just stand there teasing me.